Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Masana Fan Vlog, Champions League edition. I'm with the one and only Passes Matabane today.
No, I can't.
Yeah, the one and only Obie Swaden.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad we can still do these type of things now before Tomahuturam Fanak.
Nigga, what us one banner next time? What's on some gray? Nah, but yeah, Namo. I would be lying. They will get to feel like a corner again. Nanali, Lima, the weekends out. They will get a woman.
Hey, but at least I'm glad we still have a direct line to you because it's kind of level manager.
What's what I manage? Never. Other people are inside the info people. They'll always, you know.
Yeah.
No, man, thank you for having me. It's been a while since I've been here.
Since you've been here, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that game for you? Go.
Expected to some extent. Yeah. Like one thing I was fearing is like for the French players, not French, but the squad that was selected to come in and then the game completely gets away from them. So I'm happy that, even though that the performance was not 100% there, I'm happy that they themselves got a point because Al Hilal needed a result, 3 points even, for them to sort of breathe when they're going to Mazembe. So the fact that those guys got it made the performance much less a thing to worry about, but more saying, it's a well fought. It was well fought.
Yeah, and what you're saying is so right because anytime Sundowns changes a team, makes 5 changes, it's a disaster. Today we made 7 changes, but the game, the level dropped a bit, not because these guys are horrible or anything, but because their match sharpness is not there, match fitness is not there, but the level dropped, but it didn't drop to a horrendous level. It just became also average.
Yeah, it felt like a Champions League performance. It didn't feel like a second string team that is qualified and they have nothing to play for. So the performance felt like this is a Champions League match that players are taking very seriously. So it dropped, but it didn't take away the feeling that these guys are playing to not lose. These guys are playing to get something out of this match. So I was happy with that as well.
Yeah, it's not bad to move away from smack ball to Russell Hobbs ball, ne?
And what Russell Hobbs in a lot
Yeah, it was just they were just a bit rusty, but also having a squad like the squad we have, it helps you because it increases the level of performance from everyone because whatever chance you get, if you grab it with both hands or you're at least a consistent fixture in the match 18. Like Leslie Kapinga has done, Hashim Domingo has done recently, how Goss has done, Aubrey recently, when he's come on Bosch, he's had a booster, and it augurs well for us going forward because now we are entering every time you go into April, you're entering into the business end of the season, and you're gonna need everyone to fire from all cylinders.
There, it's all hands on deck. Every game affects something to some extent. So every game has consequences. Every result sort of, determines what happens to your league as a whole. So yeah, I'm happy also that these guys got minutes, because it's gonna be hard to have all of them getting the amount of minutes they would have loved, because we hardly ever change, the spine of our team. So I'm very
Yeah, let's go into the specifics of this game. What do you feel about the starting lineup? Were you shocked? Was it expected? And what were your overall feelings when you saw the starting lineup?
So, firstly, I was not shocked, but I was a bit taken aback, because the amount of changes were quite a few. So yeah, I sort of expected to see at least 6-7 not regular, but people who are always in the starting lineup. But it was the other way around. You had 7 players who would normally not be, starting the team. So that was bold from me, because I think it shows the level of trust the technical team has. Goals, I was happy, because I thought in my mind that Moeni was preferred when it came to CAF Champions League, because he was also on the bench when we were playing Mazembe, and he came on. The game at home, Moeni started, ne? Yes, against Mazembe. At home. Must check.
International break has wiped my memory. I forgot.
Yeah, I must check. I must check as well. But so I had thought, he would start instead of Gos, but I'm happy, because Gos, well, I think we'd love to see him at the national team, but it's good that he can.
Team player, yeah. No, Onyango started against Mazembe at home. Onyango started.
Onyango at home, ne?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think Mino was on the bench as well. Yeah, so yeah, I'm happy that Gos is there, because he needs to go to the Olympics, because I don't have caught. So yeah, I'm happy that he started as well. I'm happy that we kept Lebusa and Teruk there. They are starting to get familiar with each other.
Yes.
Yes. I wanted to see Morena rested a bit, and Lake, and they did just that. I think also the Rapelang, I think they got it spot on. The
preview, the back five was spot on. They got everyone right.
Like, Ukare Bachida Lebo compare Lebo even the Kekana inclusion as well, because
yes,
like they alluded to it, and he was in. So the back five, 100% what I wanted to see. And then to see Kekana also back, I think, and Umvala also back, that's good, because it gives Mabu, it gives Kotsea a bit of time to also rest their legs, although they were with the national team. So the lineup, when I saw it, I knew that, okay, we would probably not impose ourselves as much as we would love in terms of in the midfield, but the back four was strong enough to ensure that we can play out from the back. All of them, all those 4 guys, they're not shy to keep the ball on their legs. So yeah, and the attack as well, I think was expected from my side, except from Kuma. I'm happy that Kuma was also thrown in the deep end, because you need these guys to be able to play at that level. That's the highest level in club football in the continent. So yeah, starting it up, I was not surprised, but I was sort of happy to see them actually go that route, and it was a decent lineup. It beats anyone in the country.
Same here. Of course, Goss, I'm happy about. Not mad at Libusa and Deruk starting, because I think the more games they play together, the better it becomes for us going into the last. How many games do we still have in the league? 11, right?
Yeah.
Yes, going into those games, going into Nedbank Cup, and also finishing off the Champions League campaign, because from how things are, you need to calculate your games. I don't even know whether it's worst case or best case scenario. Best case scenario is the fact that you might go to a final, maybe two finals, and then worst case scenario is the load on the players. So you must, I think we are better off playing Libusa and Kos. And it's not like Libusa started the season. Like Libusa is still a bit fresh because he wasn't playing for most parts of the beginning of the season. So having him and Deruk play these games, I'm happy about, because they're getting to know each other better, and it will help us going into the knockout stages of the Champions League, going into the remaining games of the Nedbank Cup, all the way to the finals, and also the league games that are remaining.
Yeah, and so those two guys individually, they're very good defenders.
Yes.
So you can be good individually, but you also need to be well gelled together as a unit. So
yes,
and you can only get that through playing together frequently.
Yes.
So those guys, they're starting to look like what should be our national team center back.
Yeah, that's true. I was also happy with Shampo. I'm never mad at Mkhulisi playing. Always a joy to watch that boy play football. Happy Mvala is back as well. Get some minutes. One thing that everyone from journalists to all of us supporters have been saying when we sign Mvala is that Mvala will help us in away Champions League games. And it might not have looked like that, because when we all said that, he said PC, where he can go up against the physical, the big boys of the continent. But in the second half, when we were hanging on for dear life, that's where you saw his importance, because I think he had so many interceptions, and he also protected the back four so well. We used them as a screen for our back four in the maybe like from like the 65th, 68th minute going to 90 minutes.
The last 25 minutes,
He was he really helped us a lot there, because Campo is an 8, he's not a 6. You can't rely on him to protect your back four, unless maybe like you're playing against like a less quality side. So I'm happy. I was happy with the starting lineup, and also Afonso. At least like let him remember why he's earning money. Like Adela Bologna.
Competitively, not. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, no, like Promise Mkuma as well. I remember when he got promoted, he said like his dream was to play Champions League football, and having him come on in bits here and there, and then today starting in an important game away in Sudan. Like, it sounds crazy to say it's an important game, because we were qualified, but it's important to keep a 100% record. It was important to keep a 100% record, or to remain undefeated and not give away needless points. Like, just make sure like you have a cushion, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah, and also who's this? I think Mvala as well for him. Because during that period between the Golden Arrows game and after that towards the end of January, I think, and also missing the team for a few weeks, I think it helps his confidence as well, coming back into the team, ensuring that he plays a role. Obviously, Kekana, you can wake him up 2 a.m. Asatala for 2 years, whatnot. His fitness level will be at the correct place. He can play 90 minutes now. This is the guy who at the bubble he probably played every minute, if not,
Yeah. Okay.
So I think, for them as well, having them, because you are going to need them going into the last stretch, because there are games where you must close. You can see here already we are under siege, so you need those guys to be always ready for that challenge of saying, all right, we need to attack, we need to close this game, we need to defend this lead, we need to consolidate, So it's good. I think the midfield, also Mkulisi, like that guy generally, I don't think 2-3 years he should be with us, because you can see just how technically gifted he is, and he now looks like a first team national team player where you are going to rely on him. He's reliable now.
Yeah, you can tell Hurim Kulise is the first name on the team sheet. Like when they're looking and thinking about a midfield three, Mkulise's name is first. It's Mkulise and who else? So that's the type of quality you have at Sundowns. You have players as important as Riva, as important as Andile, as important as Lebu Mabuwe, as important as Bogdan Mangaman still coming up, and having this type of quality, like it's really what big teams should strive for, and playing the competitions we are playing, that's what we need. But the game in itself and the result, I don't think there's anyone who could be mad at the draw.
Yeah.
You would be taking this draw. You'd be taking, if I asked you, would you take a 0-0 draw or would you take a gamble? You would have taken this draw again.
Pila, happy. like happy.
Yeah.
Like without even thinking, because the team you're playing with, the only match they've lost this year was against us, and that was away. They've not lost anything at home. So you'd be naive to, obviously as Sundowns we can beat anyone on the continent, but we'd be naive to think that they are not a team that can actually take all the 3 points away from you, and them coming from, Bafana versus Sudan, because Bo Raman were there. So you understand the type of confidence those players are on, because they know, okay, this is a result we can get. So me, I'm not complaining. The 0-0, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, and I'm sure these guys, like, they would rather face a Tyson every day than face Libuza and Deruk. I'm sure they are wondering, what nationality is this jersey number 38? Like, wow, we can go past this one. The other one, like, but for real, this team is really a strong team. Sometimes, Rena, especially as non-supporters, what spoils us? The fact that we can just slap up and Al-Ahly 5-0. We can just slap Mazembe and then start the rondo in the field. Like, I think we are spoiled by those things. We are our own enemies, because we can make a team on the continent look like a minnow. You know what I mean? So when we go and play away, we expect to see the same performance. But we saw that pitch. If it's not COVID, many teams don't come out of the stadium. Out of the stadium. No one goes to Sudan and just comes out. Like, you go to Sudan and you come out only 1 point. Like, that 1 point is so valuable.
Like you jump. When the ref ends the match, final whistle, you jump there, because it feels like a point that generally you are not supposed to have, but having it there. And also for us as well, although it's different than a full house, there was a bit of noise for them, Al Hilal, So, and for the Sundowns team, they haven't played that many matches in a stadium where there's some level of noise, so I think for them as well, it's a good experience to just feel that environment of at least having some fans in the stadium.
Yeah. No matter like going back into like the 90 minutes, we had, I can say we had 2 clear-cut chances. I'm not sure if you agree with me, but we had 2 clear-cut chances. That first chance here, Gaston in the 4th minute, and the chance here for like at the beginning of the second half. Like I think we should have easily buried those ones. Yeah, I think we should have buried those chances.
Those were the 2. I think Gaston's one, I was counting. I was jumping there because it just seemed like it's going in, but it didn't. And then Trompo's one, I feel like he thought he didn't have enough time.
And he did.
Sort of rushed. And he did. I think he thought that he needed to ensure that at least he gets something and he gets a shot. But if he maybe took a touch or if he maybe was more relaxed, it's a different story. And also, I feel like although it was not at the level of the chances,
Al Hilal.
Gaston Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Gaston Lee, Legekan. When Keleto broke as well with Mamelodi, I think it was George this side.
Yeah.
I felt a bit more better decision making would have also created something out of that one. But Al Hilal's chances,
there were a lot. They really had a lot of chances.
First half at our own doing, because we were dispossessed just outside our own half, or we're giving the ball away too much in dangerous positions, putting our back line in trouble. So but
Yeah, I hear you, and I think it was because of, and I can never fault them for this, because it has to be embedded in them. Who like, this is the way we play. Like we never wanted to move the ball forward. We always have this juggling now where Goss is an offensive goalkeeper, and like that's a real thing now. And when you have Goss there, like only like in the second half, there's this other ball he gave to Libusa. Like that ball was like so close to the striker Al Hilal. Like, and I was like, that's what you get in an offensive goalkeeper.
He does it so casually because he knows himself, Yeah. And that's the thing. I was happy that like they didn't put themselves in positions where they felt they needed to hoop the ball. Every time they got the ball, they opened for each other. No one was scared to receive the ball in a tight space with Al Hilal pressing, and it shows they understand that this is how we play. This is how you should be able to play in any stadium, in any place in the continent.
Anyone.
Yes. It's about when you're home, you can do it, every time. When you're away now, it's Goss, it's the Rook, it's ball out. So, I'm happy that those guys, they played the same way. They didn't make any needless mistakes. There were no errors that were many from their side at the back four.
Yeah. We can go into the ratings now. For me, I'm caught in between Goss and Libusa as my man of the match, as our best performer on the field today. But Goss made some good saves in the first half, some very crucial saves. And most of the time, when a goalkeeper doesn't play as much, it's not easy. And like each Ella, I can't really tell, because both games that we've watched on pitching Ella, like Bafana on Sunday and the one today, and you can't properly see the pitch, like see
and
on
the
TV.
and the color of the feet as well. It's sort of
Yes. So you can tell, you can
doesn't
properly tell, but to me, it kind of looked like it's a bit bumpy, and somebody balls they might be tricky, very goalkeeping, but he does handle them so well. And I think with each save, he became more confident, and I think that's what we need more than anything. If this country had honor, like a Sundowns number 2 can be a Bafana number 1, like it's easy, guys, because our number 1 is probably number 1 on the continent. Arguably, you can say, like, but you can't argue that he's top 2. If you want to say only goalkeeper Shanawi is number 1 on the continent, no one comes close to Denise after that. So the goalkeeper, unfortunately, is top 2 goalkeepers on the continent. So I don't see why our number 2 can be a number 1, because it's like, who else can be number 1? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, for me, I think you should be taking him with your eyes closed, course, man.
Yeah.
When you're going to a different team, it shouldn't be a question of you knowing. Like, it's very clear why he's not playing games. It's understandable why he's not playing games. But you know the type of goalkeeper he is. He's not gonna suddenly forget all those qualities because he's not playing regular and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think obviously Williams now is deservedly, because of the luxury he has of being at Super Sport, there you are hardly ever scrutinized because you're not at a Sundowns, you're not at a
that's true.
At a Pirates, a Chiefs. You can get away with a lot of things at a Super Sport United. So we know, okay, Williams will always be there. But I feel like, cause maybe, it would take, obviously, Onyango. I hope it doesn't take Onyango leaving or retiring or going somewhere else for him to go to the national team, because that would be unfair to him.
Yeah, and he had a good performance today. Let's go into the ratings. Let's go into the ratings of the team. Boss, I think he was our best performer. I'm not sure between him and Libusa.
My man of the match. He was, I think, for me.
Yeah.
My man of the match. I think there was even in the second half. I'm not sure because where I was watching, I was not getting the replay, but where I don't know if he made a save, it hit the pole and it went across the other side, and then there's a Hilal player outside. Yes. If he got something there, that was a huge one, because that also was one of the biggest chances. But that guy was just flawless. He was not. He helped us as well with building up play, with how we started our play from the back. So yeah, he was solid.
What rating would you give him?
Me, 7.
7.
Is it too low?
No, I agree with it. I agree with your 7. I never want our ratings to go above 7, like Khensani, but you know what I mean. Like, I agree.
Sometimes I feel like why is also rating?
No. It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I was also happy with Mudau starting today. There were times where he looked solid. The thing about Mudau is that he's more defensively solid than Morena. But the thing about Morena is that where he lacks defensively, his pace helps him, so he can recover. Yeah. So, but Taylor Mudau was good. But you can see he's rusty because he was out injured, and I'm not sure if he was getting. I'm not sure if he was getting a tight hamstring or whatever it was, or
he was struggling in the second half.
Yeah, but in the first half, even though he was bombing forward, I think I saw him
first 20 minutes.
Process. Yes.
First 20 minutes, I think he looked like he knew what he needed to do. He looked certain of his runs. He looked certain of every time he had to go up, and yeah, I think that is for me where I think he looked like he wanted to put in a big shift, but I just feel like his body let him down and his legs second half towards being substituted.
Yeah, but I think he was decent, especially in the first half. He looked very decent, and I think the plan today was to maybe try get maybe 4 or 5 balls to Afonso, and then maybe one of those can end up at the back of the net or trouble the keeper, and then maybe we can get something of the second ball, especially also with Mudiwa starting. But that was decent. I think 5 out of 10.
5, yeah.
Yeah, and then Deruk.
Solid. I think what helps Deruk a lot is his, attributes when it comes to balls in the air, and Al Hilal has a lot of these tall players. So for him, he challenged. There's no time where ball is in the air he won't go strong. He's very certain when it comes to balls in the air. He communicated well with Lebusa as well when they had to build up play from the back. He covered the side Yamutau when he had to go offensively. So I was happy with Deruk. He's been thrown, he just came now mid-January already. Now he's playing at the highest level, and it's good for him that the circumstances forced him to, because when Brian Onyango was not there, the circumstances forced him to, there is no room for mistakes because there's no one else besides you who is a natural centre back or right centre back. So he's looked the part. He has looked like a player who deserves to play at the highest level. So he put in a decent shift.
Yeah, and another thing is that that we must consider is that we were not even punished on the right-hand side, considering we had players who had never played together in an official match on the right. So those are things that sometimes you must also think about. But and today, like going away in Sudan, like such a tough conditions, to not get punished on that side, I think it also says a lot about our defenders today. Do you have a rating for Deruk?
Deruk, 6.
You're spot on.
I was thinking 5.5, but 6.
Yeah. No, I like your ratings. I might keep you and we'll find another slot for you. Lebusa, I think Lebusa is a 7 without even going into much details. Because performance and Lagos were not far off from each other today. Like it's actually a toss-up between the two. Lebusa is such a colossal man, like a colossus Komrao. Like he saw a shot. You swear he's playing the way he was playing, like Nalebon's you actually needed me on this pitch as on that. But let's leave that. I think Lebusa is a 7 without even going into the details. No one will argue that. I was happy to see Obie start at left back today.
In CAF as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think first half, I think sometimes Obie is a Ukawataki that he's so good. He's such a good footballer, and sometimes he doesn't give things that we want to judge a fullback on, like where you keep bombing forward, because Obie is so comfortable with the ball at his feet. He will
never take the ball.
Exactly, you can easily take the ball from him. So sometimes it's like he's part of the build-up play, and but in the first half, his performance wasn't much write home about. But in the second half, he was good. In the second half, I think he was also one of our best players in the second half. He was taking lives, like on the left, like he was.
Yes, yes. I think the only thing that probably is that when he got to the final third, you'd only have one player in the box.
Yes.
So you don't have a lot of people to cross at, and also it limits you. So now you have to take back. You have to turn your back against the post with Tommy Harp, or maybe give it to Mkulisi coming back. But I think also for me in the first half as well, I think Mudau was more of the one who made the runs. I think Mudiba probably made only one cross. But yeah, I agree with you. For me, I'm happy that his first season, like he is at that level that he's been playing in terms of his overall performance, because now he knows who he needs to compete against. It wasn't a situation where you come in, you just walk into the team, although you are a very good player. So he's a good player to have as well, because he's very versatile when it comes to offensive positions. Even when Lake came in as well, they were alternating a few times, and you could see, they understand each other on that left-hand side. But I think he needs to just keep himself there on the team, keep himself, as a second choice left back, keep himself around the squad, so that, you in that way you'll get chances to be able to have matches where you can impose yourself offensively, because I don't think this match gave him that much.
Yeah, that's true. But I think based on his second half performance, even in the first half, he wasn't that bad. He just didn't offer us much in terms of maybe playing in the crosses, the crosses we needed, and maybe like just being an option up front. And also, I think we were pinned back a bit, because Oka promise at times you didn't find him like hogging the line or anything. Like he was a bit inverted, and then at times it actually looked like he's playing in the number 10 spot, because he would be like Mohare, and he would alternate, and you'd find Blesser being on the left more. But I also think today's approach was a bit more tactical than usual, like because it's away and it's the Champions League game, it's understandable. But I was happy with Aubrey's second half performance, and I think it's a deserved 6.
6.
Yeah.
I was leaning towards 5.5.
You see, my thing is Nalek's short between 5.5 and 6. So, and then I said 6, and then we're now 5.5. So can we meet each other halfway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
5.5.
I think.
Yeah, I think now this rating comes from what I saw in the second half. In the second half, he looked like the Obie I knew. In the second half, he looked like the Obie I knew. But yeah, 5.5. Going to the midfield, Tompo.
For me, I don't think overall his first half performance I was not that happy with. One, I think he lost two balls around just before the halfway line. I think one thing that he sort of missed and you got a bit was his ability to find those balls. I think he got two to Mudau in the first half as well, but I was not that happy with him, because he was losing a lot of balls, and it kept us at the back foot a bit. I think he was assured more, I think, the last 25 minutes when we were pinned back, when he had to graft with everyone else, when he had to pick up a ball and send it. But overall, I don't think he had a great game. He played 90 minutes, man.
Yeah, he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think he had a great game, but also he played 90 minutes from
How long?
after how long? I was also surprised that he played 90, but the last time we saw Trump was when?
Yo, it was a long time ago. I can't even remember the game.
Yeah. Even this year, hey? This year have you seen him?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't remember the last time.
I must check.
Yeah.
I must check. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think he had a great game, but you know, it comes with not, you know, match fitness is a different ball game. So yeah, he was a bit rusty. Not a bit, he was rusty.
And he could have scored.
Yo, that goal, no one remembers that you were losing balls.
Exactly.
In the first half.
Rating?
Also, that long, was it him from halfway line?
I actually didn't see who shot that. Like the thing, also really replay, because it's like I looked away from the TV for like 2 seconds, and then I heard the commentator screaming because
yeah. I think it was him. I think it was him. And yeah, this guy's level of confidence, ne? If it's him, I think it's him. No, it's him.
Yeah.
Like no one, not everyone, ne, can actually, one, do that, two, have the accuracy of making the keeper worried. And it shows that not playing for so long, you can casually just decide to throw one at the halfway line. If that goes in,
Rating?
4.
Oh yes, the rating I had in mind as well. Do you also give Mvala a 4, or do you look at his defensive work the second half and bump him up? I was thinking of 4 for Mvala, but
for me, Mvala, I'm thinking 4.5.
4.5,
because I think there was a pass, that chance we had yesterday, it came from his pass to Mdao in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. And then also the last 35 minutes, there he was crafting there.
Proper grafting, yeah.
Was breaking down attacks. He knew where to do the fouls, because Mvala has this thing of, you know, putting you in nervous positions when he does fouls around the area frequently. But today he knew when he needed to concede a foul. He knew when he needed to, you know, break down an attack. So the last 35 minutes, I think it is what I see Mvala giving us in a lot of CAF Champions League games, when things are not that fluid, when we're not playing that well.
Even in the league and Nedbank Cup, like I think there might be results that we might have to like properly slam it out. Yeah, I actually think Mvala deserves a 5. We must be fair, Obi. That man in the second half, like really helped us.
For me, I was not here after the 15 minutes. I was not happy with him in the first half.
Same, because he gave away a lot of passes. But
and there was a time where he got they nearly dispossessed him near there by the T line.
Yeah.
So you're keeping him at 4.5.
You're keeping him there.
What do you think? I want to keep
him. But I think 4.5 is not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't win, so generally everyone's
rating can be yeah.
But contributed to it.
Yes. Kulisiliana, it wasn't his best performance. It wasn't really his best performance. In the patches, he played in patches, man. He played in patches. Yes. He wasn't like, he didn't look like because we she like we were not free flowing, and we didn't play our normal game as expected. But is it a 4.5 or is it a 5?
I think for him, I'd be fine with either. There was times where I was really happy with him because he was fetching the ball there and carrying it towards, Bom Kumale. So I was impressed with. I think also when we had our best spell, I think it was between the 10th minute and the 20th minute. I think he was involved a lot there, and you could see, what he does best. But he disappeared a lot also in the game. So,
yes.
I don't know. Rate him.
5. Yeah. Gaston Kachanu kind of looked like he was being bullied a bit. Like Kachanu is like you kind of saw what I know. This is a really little Gaston for real.
Yeah. I think him and Mkuma, they were really just pushing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also with him as well, he disappeared. I think when he saw that, a lot of the times he couldn't pose himself, he couldn't be in the game a lot, you tend to just go into a shell when you're like, it's okay, man. Anyway, it's just a Champions League game that we are not that much under pressure. So, like Gaston, if he's frustrated, you see him like where he's everywhere trying to make things happen. Even in his temperament, you can see where he wants something to happen. But today, I didn't see Gaston wanting something to happen. I just saw, a player who said,
going through the emotions.
Yeah, going through the emotions, going through the paces. So, I don't know.
And I think Liana, he couldn't dictate play. And the thing about Gaston is that Gaston can disappear in a game or not be able to dictate. Then he just comes up with an assist or a goal like that. And before Afonso got injured, Gaston Afonso had this a combination that worked for us so much. But now, he loses the momentum.
There was a time also, in the first half, you could see it as well where, because Afonso would hold the ball and you'd find Gaston around him there.
Yeah, but today it wasn't. Yeah, today he didn't have Leonardo Mono. He didn't have a Temba in front of him. He couldn't do much.
Shalulile too.
Yes, Shalulile as well. Or Kemet. Wasn't much like in terms of creative players. Even though we had Mkulise and Mkuma, but Wabona, Mkuma today they were pushed around and Gaston wasn't allowed space. He really wasn't allowed space.
They knew not to give him that much space.
Yeah. 3.5.
How much?
3.5. That's Kachino.
3. Yo, I'm there thinking for 3.5.
He was nowhere today. He wasn't. It's not. I'm not giving him because he was poor. He was just not. It was just one of those days. Yeah. I think the same as Promise. I think getting a Gaston, it's not a Promise.
I was gonna go with 4, but I think when you're saying Promise name, he was involved a lot, but he was bullied a lot as well. So with him, there were different parts of the game where he was around, Mkulisi, he was around Trompo as well, but 1-2 touches, those guys would just come and, and push him off the ball. So I think Nkuma had a better game. I can give him 4 than Gaston. Yeah, I think he was, how Gaston was nowhere. Mkuma he was there. He was just up against tall guys who were just,
Yeah, no, I'll take the 4. I'll take the 4. Offense today, we didn't play to his strengths today. We didn't play to his strengths. We really didn't. He tried to hold the ball up, but like, the support couldn't come quick enough, and those guys would just like close down Capella. He tried, Shem. But I don't remember like. Yes, I don't even remember like 2 or 3 balls like found him in the box. We really made him look useless today, even though he's a decent player. But today we didn't use him to his strengths.
Yeah.
I think Lena, it might be a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hashim Domingo of the bench.
I don't know, Nick. Like with Domingo has like every time he comes on, you can see that he wants to be involved in the game. You can see that he wants to do something, but I think he gets caught up in spaces where there's just a lot of people around him, and he can't get himself out of those situations. Also with him, he's very good technically on the ball, so you are better off having a Zwane, a Kapinga with a Domingo during those
than having him alone.
It's tough having him alone where he has to be the one with the initiative. He has to be the one with the combinations, triangles. So I don't know, man. When Keleto came on, there was a bit of
there was a spark,
an outlet for him.
Yes.
Yeah, something. Although not that much, but there was something, Yana. But I don't know. I'm gonna give him 4.5.
4.5.
I'm probably too high.
Yeah, I think you're too high because I was gonna give Keleto 4.5, and I think Keleto's performance was much better than Domingo. But Keleto, I think he had an easier job here because with Keleto you utilize his speed, and you hope you get a chance where you can utilize his deadly finishing in the box. Because I doubt at Sundowns there's a player who's as deadly as Keleto, like Hagajika, Levana Lepala, like.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not as deadly, but like as composed as Keleto. We don't have a player at Sundowns as composed as Mpanola. Like once he's in the 18 area, like like it could go one way. So I think Keleto is a 4.5. So maybe Domingo might be
Domingo
a 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, what helped Keleto as well is that last 20 minutes, Al Hilal seemed like they were pushing
much higher,
ne? And now he always had space on the right hand side. So that also gave him a chance. It's easier when you have 3-4 seconds to hold the ball and look around. So you sort of make decisions better. You're not under pressure to pass and so forth. So I think that's why with him, he looked a bit better than the substitutes that came.
Yeah.
So 4.5 for him. Yeah, but that chance where him and I think it's George, I wanted him to do better.
Yeah, he could have. Do you think Lyle played enough to get rated? Because I feel like Mido didn't play enough to get a rating.
Did Mido and Lyle come in at the same time? No?
I'm not sure. I'm no longer sure if they came on at the same time. But I don't know. I didn't see much of Mido. Let me see. Yeah, I was in the 76 minutes, Bali too.
I think it's enough to rate, but I don't think they did much. Mido, one thing I saw from him was the intensity. I think he had like he was running a lot. He was pressing much more intense than the other guys. But I didn't see him on the ball. I didn't see him, slowing down play or passing. I didn't see him offensively contributing. But yeah, like I think he helped Mudiba a lot when we're starting to get more attacked from that left hand side.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm not sure. Ka rate really George. I'm really not sure.
Let's leave that.
Yeah.
The coaches
today, I think their subs were good. Their starting lineup, you can't fault it. Also, with the international break, players always come back with knocks because every player that went for national team duty, every national team was playing for something. Like we were playing for a spot in the AFCON. So obvious, like these guys just came from like grueling matches. I liked what they did with the starting lineup. You really can't fault it. I think we did the best that we could. The changes, the subs, also like Lisabia Kele. So I think they were so smart because that's when Al Hilal were trying to push more higher, and then if you can have Ekelezo, you give them something to worry about, and then you also take the pressure away Hanyane from yourself. And now they were also bypassing the midfield. Every ball they were taking it to either side, and they were hoofing balls forward. So I think the coaches today deserve a 7.5. I think a pass. That is above average, but it's not like brilliant. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'm giving them a 7.5 out of 10. I think they did well under the circumstances.
Well, getting a draw, a clean sheet in Sudan is just for starters. Obviously now it's COVID, so the factors, like your fans and that pressure of the referee as well being under stress because of the fans is not there. But getting a point there, getting a clean sheet there, it's a big result generally, because a lot of people don't get that result. And also because our group as well, it was a dead rubber for us. You can easily let those matches go, and I didn't feel that's what they did today. I feel like they wanted to at least get something, even a win. They were thinking they can get a win as well. So I think 7.5 is good.
Yeah, that's it for this game. Our next fixture is on Tuesday against your favorite team in the PSL.
I was telling Toto if you want to be a millionaire, TTM to cause an upset, but now I'm here. I can't say it. Now I'm joking.
I saw.
We have a. I think for me, we must make sure that we avenge that draw. I still don't like that 0-0 draw.
That draw is the most upsetting from this season.
Like every time I think of draws, and just I think of the draw. So I really want us to make me heal, because I haven't healed from that.
And another thing is that Arriven, that we are playing at Polokwane, so our chances are much higher. Like Rudlalabo Kapiteng, and the traveling is not as much. But another thing is that guys are probably at the airport right now because they're coming back. They're coming back today, so at least like they get time to recover. Like tomorrow morning they'll be home. Recover, they'll probably get a day off, and then they'll probably train on Sunday. and then Monday they'll probably do light session before they travel. Oh, but they have to travel on Monday, so I'm not sure if we're traveling by bus. We might travel in the morning if we're traveling by bus to Polokwane.
Mhm.
But you know us, I get another teacher's boy, so we might fly there.
Yeah, also, it's interesting to see because I saw our injured list had a few of our regulars. I hope they're just niggling injuries, so we'll
I
be
think so.
able to
Like
have
the
our whole way.
Wumshishi, I think it's just
Yeah.
niggling injury. I think the only players we might not get,
Chat.
Nongi Jali, definitely, Kemet, but the rest, I think they should come back. The rest should come back.
They should. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I need a win there. A
Yeah, no,
convincing.
definitely. We all need a win there. But yeah, thanks so much, Obi, for availing yourself for this review.
It was nice. It was nice.
Yeah, no.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I know for Oppo boy. Thank you so much, guys.
Right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then share it. And yeah, let's keep growing, guys. We'll see you after the Chapuma game. Sure.